Story from the BBC, headline, Why Workers and Employers Are Ghosting Each Other. And this is a thing that I think is a troubling trend. I've talked about this many times on the show. So what is ghosting? Ghosting is, instead of a company replying to you, sending you some notification, say, hey, thank you for being a part of the interview process. We've selected another candidate. They just don't reply at all. At all. I mean, nothing. On the employee side, instead of a withdrawal from the employment process, or the interview process rather, you just don't show up. Like, we've heard stories of people not showing up for interviews. The interview's scheduled, everybody's there. Here we go. It's supposed to be 9 a.m. It's 9:15. Where's Larry? 9:25. Where's Larry? Let's call Larry's cell phone. Let's email Larry. Larry doesn't answer. Larry doesn't care, right? He just doesn't care. That's ghosting. So that's the idea. This is from a BBC article, and I got to read just this quick little story in the article. They highlight a gal by the name of Laura who was invited for a final stage interview at a music corporation. She thought she was on the cusp of landing a dream job. She passed through the first round phone interview. She met with all the team members in person, and there was one meeting left, and that was to meet with the senior level executive. And the way it was positioned to her was it was a formality. You know, the idea is that all your other interviews have gone well. And if this last conversation goes well, you're going to get the offer. And then nothing happened. She got initial guarantees that she would be joining the team. The email formally confirming this reality never happened. She would follow up to the firm's HR department only to receive non-committal replies. It was always me instigating it. And the last message I got was promising to contact me as soon as they had more information, and then never heard from them again. So the term ghosting originally came out of the online dating world, right? And this is the whole nature of the digital world we live in, the online social media world, where we're not physically talking to somebody. We're not in their presence. And it's all emails and online profiles. And so someone can literally go dormant. You don't know where they live. By the way, that'd be creepy to show up at their house anyway. And so now it's become a thing that ghosting is now happening in the professional world. There's another form of ghosting where people will quit their job and don't give notice. They just don't show up. Let's talk about Larry's obnoxious cousin, Lenny. All right, we talked about Larry ghosting the interview. Lenny's the guy that quits his job, and he doesn't come in and say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you 2 weeks notice, I'm out. Lenny just doesn't show up for a shift. Call Lenny. Lenny ain't answering. Email Lenny. Lenny's deleting the email. Where's Lenny? And he's working for somebody else. That's become a form of ghosting. Companies are adopting this awful interaction, or this lack of interaction, this awful habit, shall we say. And the reason companies are doing it is easier. Simply put, it's less work for HR or hiring managers to reach out and communicate. And let me just tell you what ghosting really is. Ghosting is a decision that is based on a feeling that you don't matter. You don't matter. I don't need to communicate to you. We're not going to hire you. In other words, it doesn't matter. I mean, these are professional people, supposedly, right? We could say they're professional in many ways. But to not reply to somebody, not let somebody know where they stand, this is you saying it doesn't matter, so they don't matter. The reason it doesn't matter, ghosting doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I don't need to send them any kind of true information or real correspondence to let them off the hook. Let them know we're not moving on with them. The reason it doesn't matter is because you don't think they matter. And the reason you don't think they matter is because you didn't choose them. But this is awful for your brand, leaders. It's awful for your personal brand. It's awful for the brand of your company. It's awful. People are going to talk about this stuff. Do we not think that this has consequences? Now, let me flip this. Those of you who ghost, in the interview process. You just withdraw, but you never tell them. That's awful for your brand. You think that's not going to eventually track you or catch up to you? It will. Somehow, some way, it will. It's called character. Where did character go? Just to be a classy individual. Those of you who just go, like Lenny, my example, Larry's obnoxious cousin Lenny, you think, oh, you know what? These people treat me like crap. It's toxic. Never in a million years am I ever going to see these people again. I never work for them again. So you know what? I'm not going to show up. Screw them. Okay, that's what's happening. And you think, okay, well, that's fine. No, it isn't. It's not right. You don't think the potential for that to come back and haunt you? That's bad for your personal brand. They're going to talk about you. It may never hold you from a job, but it is going to be a negative. What are we doing? This takes a little bit of class. Companies, leaders, hiring managers, HR pros, shame on you. Those of you who quit the interview process, pull out, and don't tell people, shame on you. Those who walk away from your job and don't tell anybody, shame on you.